Hi, Laura here, and today we're going to be doing a Pilates mat flow from my ebook, Pilates Power. So the intention behind this Pilates workout is that you can literally do it from anywhere. It is a short but quick and effective Pilates workout that is accessible for all levels. That was something that was really important to me in creating my Pilates Power ebook, having a short but simple, effective routine that you could incorporate into your day-to-day routine, your day-to-day workout to help you become a little bit more injury resilient. This Pilates flow is the baseline that I give for all my clients that I work with, and especially with the athletes that I work with. I really emphasize that they do this once to twice a week so that it helps to keep their body mobile and strong for the things that they love to do, for the activities that they like to do. If you're interested in getting into the nitty-gritty of the exercises that you're going to see in this workout flow, I highly recommend that you download my Pilates Power ebook if you haven't already. I go into depth about the benefits of each exercise that you're going to see here, what it works, what the benefits are muscular wise, cardiovascular wise, how and why you should be incorporating it. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and look down in the description below so you can download it. It's free. And I also recommend getting it so that at the end of the ebook, I list out the exercises with the number of repetitions to do so that you can take a quick screenshot of it and you can have it on file on your phone for when you're traveling. Like I mentioned, for this Pilates workout, you won't need anything except for your mat, or if you're traveling, just a mat width of space. You can lay down a blanket, you can lay down a towel, and we are going to be starting in a laying down position for your hundreds. So go ahead and meet me there, laying down. Starting in a laying down position, I have my feet about hip width apart. Take your hands up towards the ceiling, making sure those shoulders are rolled down and away from your ears. Take an inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, we're going to tuck our chin to our chest to look forward to your thighs. This is the baseline for our hundreds. Try to pull their shoulders downwards towards the floor as you reach your fingertips forward towards your heels. And then once you're in this position, start to flutter those hands up and down together. And we inhale for 5 counts. And exhale for 5 counts. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Float the legs up into a tabletop if that feels good to you. And you can even straighten your legs upwards towards the ceiling. If you want to make this harder, the legs can tilt downwards towards the ground. Try to keep those legs steady. We've got 2 more breaths here. After that, let's exhale, hold it for me. See if you can curl up a little bit higher, and then bend the knees in, rest the head down, and settle those feet down. Now here, straighten the legs all the way across the floor and stretch the hands upwards towards the ceiling. We're going to tuck our chin to our chest to roll forward and up to your toes. Reach for those toes, hollowing out that stomach backwards. And then roll yourself down, bone by bone by bone. And we go again. Tuck your chin to your chest. If you notice that your feet float up, try to press them downwards to the ground to help you curl up. And then roll yourself back downwards towards the earth. You can also think about squeezing those inner thighs a little bit tighter together to help you come up. The roll-up can be a tricky exercise, especially if you're a beginner to Pilates. I do have an exercise of breaking down how to build up your roll-up if you find that you're having a hard time keeping your feet on the floor, or if you notice that you're having to whip your body forward to come up. We're going to go 2 more times here. As you curl forward, make sure those shoulders stay away from your ears. As you come downward, see if you can articulate that spine bone by bone to the ground. And we have 1 more time here. On your last one, we're gonna end laying down on the ground. Once you're done laying down on the ground, your hands are gonna come down by your side. Pull the right knee inwards towards your chest and then up to the sky for your single leg circle. We're gonna go across your body first, then down, open, and up to the sky. Across your body, down to your ankle, open to the side, and then back up. As you're here, you're trying to keep your shoulders steady and your gaze upwards towards the ceiling as we massage out that hip. Pause at the 12 o'clock after your fifth one, and then we're gonna open to the side, reverse the circle, down to your ankle, across your body, and then lift it back up. Your bottom grounded foot stays anchored into the floor, and what I mean by that is you press the heel bone and the thigh bone down into the ground so that your bottom leg is also working. One more time for 5. Bring the right leg downwards towards the ground, lift the left leg into your chest, straighten it upwards towards the sky, and find your circle. Across your body first, stretch the IT band, and then we come down, around, and upwards towards the ceiling. Across the body, down, around, and up, back up to the ceiling. Make sure that standing leg is squeezing that booty, that glute is turned on, as we're getting this hip mobility exercise through the floating leg. I do like to have a little stop sign, a little pause at the 12 o'clock each time. That helps me to work my stomach a little bit more. And then after 5, we go outside, down to our ankle, and then back up again. Keep those shoulders open into the floor and your palms pressing down into the ground. And then over time, you'll be able to make these circles just a little bit faster, making sure that your box, your torso, still stays connected onto the mat without wiggling too much. After your fifth one, hug the knees, both of them inwards towards your chest. I like to hug underneath my ankles so that I can get that deep flexion through my upper body, and then switch to holding on to the front of my shins. Once you're here, take an inhale, rock it backwards, and exhale, rock it forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. Now I'm gonna move my hair because I can see that it's getting caught a little bit behind me. As you roll backwards, you wanna roll to the top of your shoulders, not your neck. And you keep your chin slightly tucked towards your chest, but enough space for there to be an apple underneath it. Your elbows are wide so that your back and your biceps are engaged here. One more time. And then you're gonna lay yourself back down gently onto the floor. Once you're laying down here, see if you can curl up a little bit higher, widen the bend of your elbows. We're gonna stretch the left leg forward towards the wall in front of you. Point that toe, don't let it just sag to the floor. Point it like an arrow. And then from here, we're gonna switch legs. Pull it in, try to curl up a little bit higher, really point that right leg, and then switch legs for me. We'll go a little bit faster now. We're in and switch, in and switch. Every time you pull a knee in, see if you can try to curl up a little bit higher. And as you switch, try not to fall to the ground. One more right side, one more left side. Bend the knees in, hold it here, try to curl up a little bit higher. Then stretch your legs away, stretch your biceps by your ears. Hold. Try to curl up a little bit higher, and now circle the arms, bend the knees in. And again, reach the legs, reach the arms, hold. Circle the arms, bend the knees back in. Continue through just like this. That stomach pulls in, that lower back tries to stay down, and we try to keep the head off the floor as our arms go backwards. Next one, last one, find that deep hug, and then rock yourself back up to a seated position. Once we're seated here, you're gonna sit up tall, shoulders over your butt, and then we're gonna stretch our legs out into a V position. So now here, I do have my legs wider than the mat. That feels good to me to be in this wide position here. Helps me to sit up a little bit taller. When I'm narrow, my back is tight, so it makes me kind of wanna slouch a little bit. So open up the legs. You can even sit on a towel or something if your hamstrings are tight here. And then once you're in this position, stretch your hands forward. We're gonna go into our spine stretch forward. Tuck your chin to your chest and use your abs to help you stretch your hands forward to the wall in front of you. And then use your abs to help you pull yourself back up against an imaginary wall. Now, this spine stretch specifically can be kind of a tricky one to feel and get where you're supposed to feel in your body. And that's part of the reason why I wrote my ebook, is so that you could get a deeper understanding of the exercises that might seem weird. And you're like, why do we do this? I don't really get what's happening in my body. We're going to go for 2 more times. And then on your last one, we're going to pause in a seated position. Sit up tall, open the hands out to a letter T, and then we're going to go into our saw. Twist to the side. I went right. Your left hand goes to your right ankle as your right hand comes up to the sky. Come back up, sit up tall, twist to the left, and now reach the right hand to the left ankle. And then come back up, sit up tall. Continue alternating from side to side here. And you want to try to keep your butt bones heavy onto the mat as you go into that rotation. We're going to go 1 more to each side, 1 more on the right side. Come back up, 1 more on the left side. Come back up. Once you're finished, go ahead and relax those hands down to the ground. We're going to come down onto our stomach. Bring both legs together, hands to the mat, and then swivel those legs so that you can come down onto your stomach side. Now here, we're going to go into an exercise called the swan. I like to have my hands a little bit wider than my shoulders, and then my nose is going to come downwards towards the mat. Once I'm here, press into those palms and come up just so that your elbows are in a forearm plank position. So I press down and lift up into about a forearm plankish position. While you're here, you can situate your hands to see what feels good to you. Stretch your legs a little bit longer. Open up your upper back and feel like you're stretching out your front belly. And then when you're ready, lower yourself back downwards towards the ground. We're going to go again 1 more time this way. Lift up through the upper back. Feel like you're lifting from the spinal extensors, your back muscles, versus pushing through your hands, and then lower on down. Now, if that's enough for you, you stay there. Otherwise, we're going to press into our hands more. Try to come up with straight arms. Pull those shoulders down your back a little bit more. Maybe you feel your butt engage a little bit more, and then lower on down. This is a spine extension exercise, but we don't want to feel any kind of pinching or compression in that lower back. So stay to that forearm level if that feels better to you. We're going to go 1 more time here. Open up the chest, make sure you're looking forward, and then lower yourself on down. Once you come down, we're going to come into that forearm plankish position again. Your thigh bones are staying down, the shoulders are staying pulling back. Now we're in our single leg kick. For your single leg kick, you're going to pull that heel bone inwards towards your booty. Imagine that you're squeezing a water balloon there and trying to stretch your quad. We squeeze the water balloon, and then extend the leg long. Left heel, we squeeze, and then extend it long. So we're trying to connect to our booty cheek muscle and our hamstrings, as well as trying to lift the stomach up and off of the floor and pull those shoulder blades down away from your back. So there's always a lot of stuff going on in these Pilates exercises. And to keep the flow of class, there's only so much that a teacher like myself can say. And so, like I mentioned, if you want to dive deeper into the nitty-gritty of the exercises, go ahead and check out that ebook so that you can know what exactly is supposed to be going on in your body. We're going to go 1 more with the left side. And then once you're finished here, we're going to lay back down on our belly. Laying down on your belly, we're going to bring our ear connected to the mat. And then I want you to take your hands and bring them to the back side of your lower back. Both legs together are going to pull into your heels. Squeeze that water balloon 3 times this time. 3, 2, 1. Stretch your toes to the floor and then lift your spine upwards towards the sky as you reach your hands backwards. As you reach your hands, try to touch the heels of your feet and squeeze the shoulders together. And then your hands will return to your lower back as you switch to your ear on the other side. So I'm laying down on my cheek, my ear is to the ground, I'm looking the opposite direction here. Squeeze the heels in for 3, 2, 1. Straighten the tops of the feet to the ground. Stretch the hands back And as you stretch the hands back, lift the spine, use those back extensors from your swan, and then lower yourself back down to the ground. We repeat. As you lift up, you're also looking up and forward to the edge of your mat. As you kick in, you want to try to stay away from shaking those hips. It's a pelvic stability exercise. We're going to go one more looking each way. On that final one, see if you can hold it. You're flying or you're surfing. Squeeze those shoulders together. And then once you finish, take your hands to the mat, sink your hips backwards for a child's pose stretch. My knees tuck forward, my hands go forward, and I just take a counter stretch. Once you're done with your counter stretch, we're gonna come over and onto our back again, how we started. Once we're here onto our back, we've got our knee bones bent, how we started class. They're about hip width apart, but now this time we're gonna have our hands connected to the floor. Push into the ground with your arms as you start to tuck the tailbone underneath you and start to peel your spine up one bone at a time to the sky. And then make your ribs feel heavy and come down middle back, lower back, and then your hips. And we're gonna go again. Reverse that. Tuck that tailbone. You feel your lower stomach turn on. Press into your feet to articulate your spine upwards towards the sky. Hold for a moment. And then make your ribs feel heavy. So the top of your shirt, the middle of your shirt, your lower shirt, and then your pants. One more time, we're gonna pause at the top. We tuck the tailbone, pull the stomach in, lift the hips up, hold that bridge position. We're gonna march the right leg up, step it down, march the left leg up, step it down. Option is stay with those marches, or right leg is gonna come up, straighten it to the ceiling. We're gonna lower the right leg downwards towards my knee level, and then lift it back upwards towards the ceiling, toe over hip. Lower down, exhale, lift up. Lower down, exhale, lift up. Last two. One. Step that right foot down onto the mat. Reset those hips up tall. Left knee up, and then point the toe. We lower down, thigh to thigh, and exhale, lift. Press the palms down to help you keep your bridge position, working your shoulders. We have two more times. Last one. And then bring that left foot downwards towards the ground and roll, roll, roll yourself on down. Hug the knees inwards towards your chest. Look into your knees. And then just sway your lower back from side to give it a massage. You can also do this with your head down as well. But I also like to stretch my spine into that flexion as I'm giving my lower back a massage. Curl yourself up to a seated position. And then once you're up in that seated position, you are all set. So that is our Pilates Power workout. It is a quick but effective workout. You should have felt your core, you should have felt your arms, your back, your butt. It is a really great, quick and easy workout that if you're in a pinch for time, but you wanna move your body, you can get this in and still get a full body workout. And it also makes a really great recovery day workout as well, because while you're working the body, you're also getting some complementary stretches in it as well. So I hope you like this workout. Go ahead and save it, put it in a playlist so that you can take it on your travels, so that you can go to it when you're ever short on time, but you wanna move your body. And if you're not already subscribed to my page, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that we can keep working out together, getting stronger together, and being injury resilient for the active lifestyle that we love to live.